921. Quick reminder, the KDKA Community Cruiser is heading to the Brentwood VFW for the MS Motorcycle Run this Saturday. For details on this and other Cruising with KDKA events, visit kdkaradio.com/cruising. We are talking with Kim Stolfer, and we're talking about legislation that is working its way in the House right now in Washington that would give Americans who hold concealed carry permits the ability to take their concealed carry weapon anywhere in the country. They'd be able to go, whether you have a reciprocity agreement with the state or not, this law would make it so that you can go anywhere you want to. And according to Kim Stolfer, who is with us from Firearms Owners Against Crime, you would have to abide by the laws of that particular state while you're in the state. However, you'd be able to go in there with your firearm, and there would be no prosecution just because you happen to have the firearm in your possession, as long as you're otherwise obeying their laws. Where now, if you were to take a firearm in that state, concealed carry, and there isn't a reciprocity agreement, you don't have the right to have that firearm there. Kim, am I understanding it correctly? Did I just explain it right?
You got it perfectly, Bob.
Okay. So what we're looking at here is just the ability of people. It's almost is it a forced reciprocity kind of a thing at this point?
It's actually what's known as a constitutional recognition, full faith and credit. It depends on which flavor, which individual you're talking to, but it goes to the heart of what the Constitution means, is that you have a right to travel, you have a right to defend yourself. That was established in the Heller decision. Mm-hmm. And interestingly, the Heller decision, they mentioned that procedures for obtaining a license to carry a concealed firearm were considered reasonable restrictions, but they said nothing about whether it was reasonable for states to prohibit it based on some prejudicial viewpoint of firearms ownership.
Do you think that we're going to have some baseline requirements on the federal level in order for this to be effective? I mean, because don't we have them when you look at what, we have laws on the issues of marriage. We have laws on the issue of when people can actually get access to a driver's license. Shouldn't there be some type of federal oversight on minimums of what people are going to have to be able to have in order to have this go into effect?
Well, I think that would be a growth of a bureaucracy, and after seeing what the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms has done in Mexico, I'm not entirely sure that we're comfortable with that. But the legislation itself deals with that in the fact that the states already scrutinize people. Some states require training, some states require a background of experience with firearms, certain types of classes.
And then there are other states, I mean, it's pretty much, do you have a clean record and a pulse?
Yeah, well, yes, sir, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, so there's no expectations of training whatsoever. Do you know which end of the gun to hold? Doesn't make all that much of a difference. Just you're living, breathing. Okay, good. Here you go. I mean, should it be something as simple as that to get a concealed carry permit for people to walk around in public with a firearm?
Well, we give people. I mean, if you want to draw an analogy to cars, we give people a learner's permit with no training.
Yeah, but we give them that learner's permit with no training, but with the requirement that they be with somebody else that is responsible with it, that is then educating them in the process on how to be able to handle what it is that they have.
That's true.
We don't do that with firearms.
That's because that's the difference between cars and a freedom. We don't ask people to be trained in how they vote or how they write letters to the editor or how they speak.
Well, yeah, but nobody can die because you cast the wrong vote.
Well, no.
Listen, I'm all for the idea. Do me a favor. Hold on right there. There's more to talk about this. I'm all about people's right to defend themselves. But I'm also concerned about what idiots do with the firearms that they then have. And I think everybody ought to be concerned with that one. Stick around. More to come on this.